Your last day of vacation and you found time for a deep tissue massage followed by a long mud bath, then a 2-hour nap. Because you're an American Express Platinum Card member and booked your stay at a fine hotel and resort through Amex Travel, which means a 4 p.m. checkout. And those relaxing vacation vibes can keep going at the airport in the Centurion Lounge.
Just a splash
before you board the plane back to reality. That's the powerful backing of American Express. See how to elevate your travel experiences at americanexpress.com/withAmex. Terms apply.
Ophthalmologist Dr. Strauss has seen firsthand how the metaverse is helping surgeons practice the procedures to treat cataracts.
Cataracts are the primary cause of avoidable blindness.
He works with a virtual reality training platform developed by Fundamental VR and Orbis International to help surgeons develop the muscle memory they need. The result? More confident, capable surgeons. And even more importantly,
patients who can see.
Explore more stories like Dr. Strauss's at meta.com/metaverseimpact.
At Amica Insurance, we know it's more than just a car. It's the two-door coupe that was there for your first drive. The hatchback that took you cross-country and back. And the minivan that tackles the weekly carpool. For the cars you couldn't live without, trust Amica Auto Insurance. Amica. Empathy is our best policy.
Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today is the wonderful and perfect Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Well, hello. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm broadcasting from the middle of Lake Tahoe today. I'm actually just floating on the lake, recording live at this moment. Isn't that exciting?
I love it. That's so gorgeous. Yes, and I'm glad that you're in a safe place where we can talk about what a victim Tom Sandoval is in all this, really. Oh, someone left a comment saying, "Will you guys please forgive Sandoval? It's getting toxic." Well, welcome to the environment Sandoval has created, and I'm not apologizing to you for not liking somebody being toxic. Are you fucking kidding me? The Sandoval literally just happened 5 minutes ago, okay? I'm still not over shit that happened in the 5th grade. You think I'm going to get over this immediately? And yes, I know it didn't happen to me, but it did happen to me because I'm a viewer of Bravo, okay? Where's my apology?
I'm sorry. I don't think in season 11 of Vanderpump Rules we're supposed to be surprised that something is getting toxic. That was the premise of the show. It's getting toxic. I think that's actually what the name of the show was originally when it was pitched. Okay, we got this show about waiters and waitresses in West Hollywood. We're going to call it It's Getting Toxic. Okay, that's part and parcel with Vanderpump Rules. Things get toxic. So anyway, speaking of things that are not toxic, us. Okay, and we are bringing our non-toxic selves to audiences. In May, in the start of May, we are part of the Netflix is a Joke Festival. That's going to be at the Kookaburra Lounge in Hollywood. That's going to be amazing fun. That's going to be on May 3rd. And then on May 24th, we're going to London in the UK. And then the next night, we're going to Dublin. And then a few nights later, we're going to Birmingham. So we have our first ever European tour. All the tickets are at watchwhatcrappens.com. Also, access our Patreon via watchwhatcrappens.com. You can, of course, get our weekly bonus episode by doing that. This week, we are going to be recapping Summer House. Last week, we did the first part of the Miami reunion. This week, it's going to be Summer House. Sort of rotate things in and out of the bonus episode as we see fit. It's really fun. Go check that out. Plus, of course, even more excitingly, there's Crappens on Demand where you can not just listen to us, you can watch us. You can see beautiful Lake Tahoe behind me if you are doing Crappens on Demand. And usually you can see Ronnie's dog Bueller in the background, but I don't know where Bueller is today.
He's actually on his floor bed today. I'm not really sure what he's been wanting to eat for like 3 hours. So he's very upset. When he gets upset with me, he doesn't even bother giving me guilt looks. He's just like, I'll be over here on the side being ignored.
Wow.
Like always.
Well,
anyone who's watching this on Crappens on Demand just have to address the fact that I'm the color of a hot dog today. It's because I got my monthly chemical peel, and I will start looking very crusty any minute now. My face is going to start molt. I'm going to start molting. So that's what's going on with me. get out the bun and some mustard. I'm ready to
You
grill.
are multi-talented. Also, by the way, we have a Discord community. I feel like we don't talk about it a lot, but we have it, and it's thriving, and it's wonderful, and there's always a lot of fun people there, and that is also accessible via Patreon. So shout out to all the people on Discord who've made actually like probably I would say one of the most lovely Bravo communities on the internet is that Discord. Everyone's just like really nice.
Well,
and
don't
chill.
advertise it for Christ's sake.
So toxic
you'll ruin
people
it
stay out.
You'll ruin it within 2 seconds.
I know. Sorry.
Don't bring attention
Sorry,
to the
Discord.
only
I ruined
non-toxic.
you. I ruined you.
All right, let's get into the show. It is a big one. If you like deluding yourself and pretending bad people are good people for the sake of having a TV show to shoot on.
Yeah.
As far as sobriety goes, love this for you guys. I really do. I'm dabbling myself in it. And guess what? Nobody wants to watch me on TV. So cut the crap. Okay? You can't have you all completely sober all the time talking about your fee-fees. Okay? You're not that old. I mean, Jesus Christ, I could be each one of your parent. Well, close to each one of your all's parents. You need to make an effort. You're young. Get out there and live your life. You bunch of sitters. You bunch of sitter-arounders.
Yeah, good. You
Bored.
tell him. You tell him. I loved this episode, I have to say. I think that most people will say this episode was boring. I was deeply into it. I was involved. I loved it. I don't know why. I'm really loving this season.
We had some Vanderpump Rule classics happen in this one, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
we had Sheena. Sheena's the real victim. We had
Sheena's
that.
crying.
We had the Katie just being like smug Katie being her smuggest,
Chef Penny.
And Katie
taking
getting
over.
her way when Sheena totally turns out to just be Sheena. But Katie's like, I told you so, smug face now with like 90s grunge hair. You're right, Chef Penny. Sexy Chef Penny back.
Sexy
being
Chef
awful.
Penny. Just like
Freaking awful.
running the tables, just like taking over. There's something about her. Well, honestly, Chef Penny deserved, I know it's not her restaurant, but she's the one who had to pick up the dog shit or the human shit on the patio. So she gets to run the show a little bit.
I think so. When you're the person actually there picking up the shit off the stoop, it is your restaurant. And no, you guys don't have much to say about it. That's just how it is.
If you
wanted to have something to say about it, you wouldn't have hired Chef Penny. Okay?
Yeah, that's true
Chef
too.
Penny.
Do your homework. Watch Food Network Star because you would have known what you're getting involved with. Honestly, if you're the one picking up the shit, then you should be the one running the shit. And so I think that's probably her mentality.
Well, that's true. Yes. Yeah. That is why the stay-at-home parent, they're always going to win in an argument. And I think that they should, because every time there's an argument, it's like, who has more of a job, a stay-at-home parent or the person who goes out there and makes the money? Well, I raise the kids, and what's a more important job than that? And that's always a fight we hear in I guess patriarchal families or like stereotypical families like mine that I grew up in. And I say, yeah, the person who gets shit flung at their face wins every fight. Like, you get to go to the office every day. Yep. Chef Penny wins. Now, in Chef Penny's non-defense, have you ever heard anybody say of one of Lisa Vanderpump's restaurants, wow, the food there's good? Never. I've never heard it. She's had multiple restaurants. I've never fucking heard it. And guess why? It's because Chef Penny is the chef for all those restaurants.
Well, I will say the tuna tartare at Pump was nice. And actually, the buffalo cauliflower at Tom Tom is pretty slamming, but I don't think that's a Chef Penny creation.
I think they actually have a different chef over there at Tom Tom.
Yeah.
But also, Tom Tom's one of those California cuisine places that's like, we cut some tomatoes up and put them on a plate. And people are like, oh my God, this is revolutionary. A tomato? And then they call it like California cuisine where they don't have to cook anything. And they don't even have to cut it right. They just call it rustic California and throw some fucking vegetables on the plate. And people rave about it, and they paid like $30 for it. So
I'll never forget going to Sir, having dinner at Sir. And, the whole place, it's, we all know what Sir looks like. I don't have to describe it, but it's pretending to be this kind of like chic, sexy, trendy restaurant. And then you open up the menu. I mean, this was also like 8 years ago, so the menu's probably different now, but everything was like meatloaf, spaghetti Alfredo. It was all like very retro. And then I wound up getting an enchilada. Because, of course, why not have an enchilada listed next to lasagna? And this enchilada was so massive. It was like I had gone to, I don't know a place that serves enchiladas that big. It was the biggest enchilada I've had in my life. It was literally like one of the sandworms from Dune that size, except enchilada form. And by the way, it was delicious, but it was so massively inelegant. And it just was such a funny thing to serve at this restaurant that's trying to be chic and sexy. So the point is this, the menu
goat cheese balls only.
been,
I've always liked their, like, I'm going to have
balls.
goat cheese balls, but everyone goes there for goat cheese balls, so you can't get them on the happy hour menu. Because, of course, that's when us cheap tourists go. So on the happy hour menu, you can only get goat cheese empanadas. And to get goat cheese balls, you have to come to dinner and pay more money for the balls. And so I was like, fuck this place. I'm going to fucking Pump, because at least there's like gays in tight shirts there. So I would go there, and I always had the salmon, and that was fine. But like, how can you fuck up a salmon? You know?
Yeah.
Not that they never did.
You can, but you're right.
Salmon plenty. But
I just remember that one time. I remember the one time I went to Pump with you. I was like Leah Black, and I ordered a seafood salad or a shrimp salad. It was a shrimp salad. And I had just gotten over some terrible food poisoning. And I was like, I don't know why I decided shrimp salad.
I don't know, Dan, babe. There are some things that just sound, you just know by the sound that they're wrong to order at a
I know. And for some, I think in my mind,
you know?
I was like, I got to eat something. This seems sort of healthy. It's like fish. And so I was thinking I'd be getting a salad with some like roasted shrimp on it, like grilled shrimp. And it was those frozen mini shrimp that like I don't even know what those mini shrimp are used for. Like I don't know like the time, like when I'm talking mini shrimp, the ones that are liberally the size of like a fingernail, a pinky finger. You know that type, that what do you call it? Like baby shrimp. And it was just a pile of them on top of a salad. And it was so heinous. Like I always think of that.
It's like
salad.
ordering condoms at a dollar store. Like there's some things you just know. You should know. You should have the instinct just not to order at a Chef Penny joint. You know, seafood salad. Ding. Ding,
was
ding,
that
enchilada?
Is
ding,
that?
Ding,
Do we
ding.
think that was a Chef? Well, the enchilada that was Sir is Chef Joe, so that's not Chef Penny.
No. Sir is not Chef Joe. That's a cook. Joe's a cook. He's not a chef.
No, but he was wasn't he the one who was like he had some sort of like turnip soup one time that he presented.
Well, he'd make a special occasionally, but I don't think Joe was the chef de cuisine. I think that was Penny. I think.
Really?
No,
I think
because she was
Penny
coming
brought,
up with the sexy menu.
I thought Penny was brought in initially for Pump, and then she started consulting at the different restaurants.
Oh, I could be wrong. Anyway, my point is, this show really doesn't care. You know, they bring terrible people back year after year because it's entertaining. But what's their excuse for Penny? Like literally not one good review ever. I've never, and we've met hundreds of people who've gone to these restaurants at this point. No one has ever said, that was good. Never. Even the goat cheese balls, people say, those are okay. You know? Okay, so let's move on finally to this recap, since that is what we're here.
I really enjoyed that deep dive into the Vanderpump world of food, though. I'm not going to lie. That was a really fun diversion for me.
Yeah, so it was a nice time. It's been a long time, you know? You have to check in sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, so we are here in Lake Tahoe. And we are seeing shots of Sheena calling Sandoval a narcissist in the back alley of Palm. It's like, everything you're doing is like a definition of a narcissist. Like, no, man, it's not. Like, you should look it up, man. Dude.
This was, I don't think we even appreciated how glorious that scene was when it happened, but that was a very classic Vanderpump Rules scene, just in the trash alley, you know, and Sheena thinking she looks so cool in her crazy fucking outfit and her sunglasses in the alley at night. So then let's see. So we open with the morning song. Na 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 na. You know, we've all had neighbors who have played music too loud. Whoever composed that motherfucking song, their neighbors must have hated them. Could you imagine having to listen to that every day while they're trying to figure out? It's like, na 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 na. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
I know. I would hate to be Greek's neighbor. Listen, we appreciate that you're trying to figure out this Peer Gynt bullshit, but could you do it somewhere else, farther away from me?
Let's see. It's like Tahoe, guys. There's a guy on a paddleboard.
Yeah.
Because people still fucking want to pretend that's cool. I want nothing more than a Nerf gun every time I see one of those people and just shoot them off of those things.
The paddleboard, is that the one where you stand?
Balancing.
Yeah. That's very, like, you know who loves doing that? You know who loves those paddleboards? People in Orange County, oh my goodness. You go down to Laguna Beach or Newport. I mean, it's on on Real Houses of OC all the time, but it is like their pickleball, if that they can stand on a board in like a
I think
busy
that's
harbor.
a perfect way to put it. It's their pickleball.
Yeah, it's like their pickleball.
It's like a step above pickleball. It's like people who would be into pickleball, but they know that people like Rand are into pickleball, and they're like, that's not hot anymore. I will now paddleboard.
I'm going to stand on a board.
On a board, yeah,
because
I know Ronnie can't,
and paddle,
and that gives people some kind of confidence. If they know I can't do it, but they can, there they are doing it every fucking day. And listen, I live in a paddleboard community. I live in a lake town, and I want to go to the lake with a Nerf gun and start just shooting people off. I'm sick of it.
Are there ever big waves on Lake Tahoe? I guess maybe when it's windy, but I feel like also like paddle boarding on Lake Tahoe. If you really wanted to be cool, you would do it in the ocean because that's where shit goes down. And the lake, it's like literally just a lake. I don't know.
Well, you're not a lake person anyway.
I am not a lake person.
Even before you offend everybody who likes a lake.
No, but I'm just saying, like, you're not going to get like waves. Like, there's not as much skill involved. So it's like, cool, you're balancing. I probably would not be able to do it. But also, you're on a lake. It's like it's like playing the first course of Mario Kart and being excited that you did the loop. It's like, yeah, but like do Rainbow Road.
Yeah, don't be a wuss.
Do Bowser's Castle.
Okay, so
am I just projecting?
It's like Tahoe. People are paddleboarding. Well, one guy is paddleboarding because his friends like have taste. They're probably playing pickleball somewhere, like from fucking Patrick, insisting on paddleboarding alone, like a loser on a wussy lake instead of an ocean. God, don't invite that guy to lunch. So then Allie's like figuring out the Keurig. I was proud of her. Sandoval's doing an electric toothbrush, and guys, LaLa is doing a manual tongue brush. So I think that shows us the difference between Sandoval and LaLa right there. Sandoval, electric, lazy, spends more money than he needs to. LaLa, good old fashioned, back to the basics, brush that tongue with a brush.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what though? She probably has a lot of tartar. Okay, because guess what? Electric toothbrush, much more thorough than, manual oral bisque, okay? And so the music is still going, the classical music, and then all of a sudden it's like interrupted where you hear Brock's voice going, "Where's my chocolate?" Like he's like the giant in Into the Woods, and we see James eating his chocolates. But I didn't get this because then we find out later that Brock is actually at golf. So I understand why his voice was bellowing out from, the nether regions of this house. I don't really understand what was going on. I don't understand why they had this whole elaborate musical interlude just to show that James was eating chocolates.
They've got nothing. So then we get, this is where we really turn into the part that I love, where we get Tom Sandoval, the musical, where Tom is in bed looking straight right into the camera to make sure it's getting him as he takes notes in his journal that are in big block letters just so we can read them. He's writing as clearly as possible so we can see how much he feels, bro. And the lyrics to the song are, feeling lost, feeling less than dirt, dark days, dark thoughts, my heart just hurts, shot of morphine won't help me, my fragile figuring out I'm a fragile figurine about to break, I'm caught on you, don't help me out. Shut the fuck up. And whoever sang this song, shut the fuck up too. I don't need to hear your fucking bullshit depression. Take a fucking drug like the rest of us and get over it, okay? The rest of us have to wake up and go to work. Stop masturbating with your tears.
Yeah, so take that, Neil
27s.
Neil Diamond or Neil Simon.
Take that, Neil from the 27s. So he's like, I'm writing in a journal, bro.
Dude, everything in the journal.
Did you actually look at the journal page?
I did. I read it, but I don't. Wait, you sent me that picture, right? Let me
Let me pull it up.
Let me pull it up.
Girl. I'm okay. Keep it for the rest of my fucking life. Okay, let me
I'm zooming in because it's also like at an angle, so I'm going to be reading like this. Okay, hold on. I'm making it
July 15th, 2023, Wednesday. Today was one of the craziest filming something
days
I've had since being on this show.
Yeah. We walked into the airport and like Sheena called me over and where they were sitting and like it was like nothing had happened, bro. Sorry, I'm like you see me on the
biggest-
camera here. I'm literally going at him. Why don't I just rotate this fucking photo? Why am I doing this to myself? I'm sitting here like,
I know, it's like, this is going to be so easy to read, and I'm over here like pinching it open and turning my phone. Okay.
So Sheena called me over to where they were sitting like nothing had happened. Prob, one of the worst days to have only gotten one layer
hour of sleep, dude. Bro. It's the worst
I was
day to have
very
only 1
emotional.
hour of sleep, bro.
I was very emotional all day because of the lack of sleep and feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I feel
I feel love from everyone. The conversation could have been better with James, but it was definitely productive. ... And the next part is like deeply confidential because it was blurred out on camera, dude.
What is this? The Freedom of Information Act, where you
what's
request
this?
a letter and then they black half of it out? What's the
this-
point of that?
what
I
is
want to
this,
see
like-
what's in there.
Kennedy assassination over here. What's going on? Let's unblur the journal. What is he like? Codes? Is it like the? He's like, and by the way, journal. In case you were ever wondering, here is my password to my bank account. Okay, back to confessions.
we have the wellness lady today, and I have a really good feeling about it. Still really reflective.
I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. But I like that he's making sure that we see how deep he's getting. He's like,
Today, I went on an aeroplane. It was awesome. I was hoping to get wings. Maybe next time, though. Darn.
Did you know that Kate Hudson actually has a news channel? I went to the airport and everywhere it was Hudson News. I'm so proud of her. I hope to meet her someday.
by the way, when you stop drinking, don't just start journaling. That's not a good... That's something that people tell you to start doing. Like, you know what you should start doing? Journaling. Trust me, don't do it. Do you know how many journals I've left at places that I just leave, or I've lost them? Do you know how many people now know my insipid inner thoughts? And also, guess what? You realize how not deep of a person you are. My journals are filled with like, I hate that guy because he took my parking space. And also, I thought I was going to fit into a large today, but I was still extra large. I'm pissed. What's the point of even not eating M&Ms after 8 p.m.? Like, this is your whole year? Every entry is the same thing. Just drop the pen. Go back to drinking if that's what it takes. But don't write shit like that down, guys.
Or
It's
you
embarrassing.
could do what I did for many years of my life, which is not really realize I was doing it, but basically journal on the internet for the entire internet to read and see. And now it just lives there. And everything I felt from like 2008 to about 2014.
Oh my
or
God,
so.
that's scary. What were you, like a...
No, just
what
B-side
even
blog.
was it back
My
then?
old blog. I mean, I had
Well,
posts
those
up
were
where
recaps and stuff.
No, but I had posts up that were like, I wrote a whole post about like, I went to use the laundry machine and my card didn't work. And I had just refilled it and now my card wasn't working. Like I wrote like a whole post about that. And I was like, can you believe it? And then I would write things like, I was at the gym once. I would have my like little, I would do recaps that every now and then I'd tell like a little story of my life. And I was like, can you believe it? I was at the gym and there were these two gays. And then one of them used my towel and I couldn't believe it. He used my towel. And then he's like, oh, sorry. Do you want this back? And I was like, no. And then I had one about like the issue I had getting out
Was
of a
this
parking
from like
garage.
2 weeks ago?
I mean, they're all very relevant
sounds recent.
stories. They're timeless, one might say. But the point
They're
is,
evergreen.
like, I also don't know, like, what does my voice sound like from 2008? It's probably mortifying. And I'm sure I probably also said, like, I feel like I probably use language that is, like, probably not, acceptable these days. Because you never know when you, like, in 2008, you say things like, and that
Oh, I know.
T word. And you're like, well, why would I use that
I
now?
know.
Why would I?
Oh, yeah. No. Delete everything. That's what I say.
Delete everything. Delete it all. Delete it all.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
Professional welder Shayna Ford used VR training developed by ForgeFX to hone her skills as a welder.
The more time that you spend practicing it, that's what separates a good welder from a great welder.
VR training can help students like Shayna repeatedly practice specific skills.
Virtual reality definitely helps because the more muscle memory that you have, the smoother your weld is.
Explore more stories like Shayna's at meta.com/metaverseimpact.
I normally find bras to be so uncomfortable and constricting, but Skims has changed that. You know I love Skims underwear, so I finally tried their bras, and Skims has delivered again. Skims bras are worth the hype for the amazing shape and support they give, but what I wasn't expecting was how comfortable they are too. I've tried so many bras in the past, and the main issue that I have is that they weren't supportive enough, to the point where they felt slouchy. I love my Skims wireless form bra because it's so comfortable and supportive. The older I get, the more I care about actually being comfortable in what I wear every day. And with my wireless form bra, I no longer have to sacrifice my comfort for the support I need. Shop Skims bras at skims.com, now available in 62 sizes, 30A to 46H. Plus, get free shipping on all orders over $75. If you haven't yet, be sure to let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows.
Okay, so don't live for today. Live for tomorrow, okay? Think about all the shit people could get on you tomorrow. And erase everything from today and before.
I just have to accept it. And if people want to give me a public lashing, I am ready for it.
I know, me too.
No, but I actually don't think I was that bad. But like,
I was
still,
and currently am still.
I'm just always afraid.
So,
I'm always afraid that I was like, what if I did? What if I said something?
Okay, so now we go to. Yeah, let's recap the show. So Schwartz is watching birds hump. Is that what they're doing? They're like kind of flying into each other and then walking around each other and then flying into each other again.
It looked like one was like feeding the other maybe, but I couldn't tell. I also was like, are they feeding each other or humping or both? I'm not sure, but he was watching it and he was excited. And he also thought they were Blue Jays, and I'm pretty sure they were not Blue Jays. And then we see LaLa. She walks over to Sheena. She's like, "Good morning, sheesh." And she was like, yeah, I didn't go to sleep until like 2 a.m. And then like Brock got up at like 5:30 in the morning to go golfing, and like, that's my husband."
And then the dog pretending to be Hippie comes by to say hello. And was like, "Hi, nice to meet you." And they're like, "Oh my God, that's totally Graham." He's like, "Suckers." And he leaves. And then LaLa's like, "Have you talked to Ariana?" And she's like, "Yeah, I was texting her, but she said it was like, she's like, was Tahoe good?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Yeah, it looks really good from everybody's stories." And then we see the text that says that. And Sheena's saying, "Honestly, it's been like really beautiful and chill. And like everything today has been very surface level and nothing deep and no fights yet. But don't worry, like I'm not best friends with him yet because I would never do that to you. Like seriously. But like I hope you're like having a good day, realizing how much all of this really affects me."
Yeah. Like the thing is that like we're like not welcoming back with like open arms. It's more like the arms are like really close. Like it's like we have our like elbows attached to our like sides, but like we're doing like little like T-Rex hugs. That's basically what we're doing. Lala's like, "Yeah, you know, if this was like, you know, your trips or my trips, like we would obviously not have him here. So like I don't even know why she's worried." She's like, "Yeah, he like wouldn't be here if it was like one of our trips. Like it would totally not be that at all."
Yeah, but you know what? Like I can never forget. Like during COVID, when I had nothing, he totally sent me money on PayPal. So, like, how can I not forgive him? He gave me money on PayPal. I think that's a pretty good reason to not. I think that's a pretty good reason to forgive somebody that they've given you a lot of money. Is that shallow? That's shallow, right? Well, I don't care. I would forgive you too. If you send me a lot of money, I'll forgive you no matter what you do. Yeah,
I probably would. But then again, in retrospect, you realize, oh, he was just making a down payment on future transgressions, right? Like he's basically...
I'm okay with that. I'm going to be mistreated for free. You know what I mean? So yeah, I will definitely be mistreated for money. I would rather be mistreated for money.
But it's like a reverse OnlyFans. Instead of like you like doing things to get money, you're actually just like, it's like only fails or something. Like you're paying people in advance so that way you can get away with shit. I don't know. I'll workshop that. So Sheena's like, yeah,
I like that. That's a good app. You could just like pay people to like emotionally abuse them,
or maybe like, you receive payments.
Hey, bro, I just sent you $15 after I fucked your mom. Yeah,
I'd be like, yes, okay.
It's like, you know what it is? It's kind of like formalized bribing. Like, hey, everyone, I signed up on Only Bribes. So, like, if you want to, like, say something like really obnoxious or have, like, a really terrible and, outmoded political stance, just, like, pay me, like, $5 and I won't come for you on the internet. Great.
Yeah. Okay, so Tom is chilling by the window, the picture window,
doing his journal, brah.
Okay, Tom, you're doing a journal. Congratulate. You're very, very deep, Tom. Okay?
Yeah.
We're all buying it. So then we see Ariana living her best life, doing her photos for her book, Single AF Cocktails.
Yeah. And she's feeling like really like excited about this. And she's like, this is my cocktail book. And, like, this is the book I did before. Like there was a book I did before with Tom. And I really think that he thought I couldn't do anything. And then we see flashbacks of her like being like, yeah, I have a drink I haven't named yet. It's like, why don't you call it like a lemon drop martini, booby face? No. What about like, I don't know, like a watermelon lemon drop space rocket? No. What about like closet door margarita? That doesn't even make sense, Tom.
And he was like that, because I remember when she was like, I'm going to come out with a book. He's like,
Why shouldn't I have a book? I'm the one that should have a book. I'm the main bartender. You're just like kind of a bartender, but I'm like the main bartender.
She's like, fine, Tom. So we see her, like with little melon ball drinks and stuff like that. And she explains that this is like her breakup album, guys. She's been inspired by Kelly Clarkson and Beyonce to make this breakup book, which I kind of like. I actually recapped this book on the podcast Glamorous Trash with Chelsea Devantes. If you want to hear an entire recap of this book, go check out that podcast. It was super fun to drag this silly book.
Good.
It really gave me no information, by the way. I was expecting like some serious information from this book. Like, I'm buying your tell-all. Her tell-all is like, Tom sucks. And this is why I put melon balls in my martinis. It's like,
I know.
Okay,
it's like, this is my breakup album. This is my lemonade. Okay? Get some Peychaud's bitters and add them to some rum and a squeeze of lime. And that's my emotional experience. It's like, what? Huh?
So Katie comes over and Ariana's like, wow, I'm doing my book shoot. And the chapters are like kind of following the story of my relationship, And Katie's like, oh my God, I would like one of those. But can you have a book if every drink is just like dirty river water?
Yeah, I've actually been coming up with that too. Chapter 2 is really strange for me because when the reader starts it, a drink comes out of nowhere and lands on their head.
All the drinks are served off of like bad haircuts that I've had from seasons past. This is like a martini, but it's served dripping down my ketchup and mustard hair in New Orleans.
Yeah, actually, what's the publisher said they couldn't publish my cocktail book. It was too expensive to have every page be like Bubba art. Just every page is a canvas, like a black canvas.
I really wanted to build. I really only came up with one drink, but it was called. Does he have BO or is it this drink?
I wish I could remember more things about Katie.
And you're like, is that me?
I'm like trying to go through all the defining Katie moments, and I've like run out.
I think we hit them.
Tom pours tequila on her, ring on a string, which we didn't mention. Tom swimming in a river before their wedding.
Just all really Tom being horrible to her. They really do have much more of an epic drink book ahead of them, don't they?
Katie's
lost in Mexico. Just like shit that ingredients from everywhere that Schwartz was that night, that he was just lost with missing time in Mexico. It's like bitters, an orange, a cucaracha.
What about she could have a chapter about cocktails you can order when you're sitting in economy and your husband is sitting in first.
Free peanuts. Like a drink called Free Peanuts. Okay, so
I'm actually not mad at this cocktail book now that we've said it. I sort of like it.
It's actually good. I think it's
really
the
good.
best idea that Katie has come up with, and it's fake Katie. It's Katie in our head, but we know this restaurant isn't going anywhere. So might I suggest you just steal the idea from this podcast and go for it. We support you. It may not sound like it over the years, but
I think Katie's having a great season, to be honest.
Because it's this is a Katie smug season, and this is like Katie's best. This is like Katie's best resting Katie,
Yeah.
when she just gets to sit there and be right without even doing anything. And
Yeah.
I think in that way, she totally is having her best season. Now, is it her most entertaining? No. Her most entertaining is when she's being pissed off. And so far, she's not really been pissed off. She's just past the point where she can even feel pissed off anymore. Now she's doing that thing where she's like, I won because both of us have the audience behind us and nothing can go wrong. So we're going to get to choose who gets to be in this group now. But nobody's watching a show with a group of 2 people that don't want to do anything. Yeah. Period.
Katie's,
you need to do more, guys.
Katie's definitely having a showing up season, as in, like, really all she does every episode is show up somewhere. Like, she showed up at the interviews, showed up at Tom's place, showed up at Lisa's place. Like, that's all. She just shows up. She shows up.
That's her arc. That's the biggest part of a relationship. That's what I've learned from television. Showing up. So, okay, so they're talking about their drinks and stuff and kind of laughing at them. And then we go to Tom Sandoval doing push-ups, bro.
We'll see if JoJo Siwa needs to carry me on her back after this.
So Shannon, the meditation lady, comes over, and Sandoval leads her outside. He introduces her to Hippie. And then they're putting out pads and everything. And she's like, so is there anything you want me to touch on? Well, I mean, since we are alone.
Whoa, if you're going to touch on yourself, I'm going to go ahead and film it on my FaceTime. By the way, that's a huge step for me to tell somebody before I start doing that. So.
Well, you know, basically, I was with this girl a long time, and, like, we're all friends, and, like, you know, I had an affair with, like, a friend, and, yeah, it was, like, kind of bad. I kind of, like, tore up the group and everything, and they sort of hated me, but, like, they don't know what I've been through for the past 5 months, bro. It's, like, hard, man.
And, you know, another classic Vanderpump Rules thing is just to have a complete, flaky, probably fake New Age person come on the show, like the Reiki girl, who we'll never forget.
Yeah.
And so Shannon's like, okay, well, I guess we're not going to do vinyasa then. Get it? It's like a vinyasa joke. I don't really get it either, but I'm not paid enough to make good jokes. And I'm not paid enough to give a shit about you cheating on somebody. So let's just not even bother with the yoga. How about you just all sit down in a circle and I will do nothing? How about that?
Yeah. Looks like this is a good group for child's pose. Just because you're all childish. It was a little yoga humor. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just can't get out of comedian mode. Okay. All right. So
she's like a hilarious yoga teacher.
You guys have all
She's
been
like,
through a
knock,
lot.
knock. Who's there? Dog pose.
Okay, you guys have all been through a lot. You're a bunch of warriors. 1, 2, and 3 right in front of me. Am I right, everyone?
Your mama's so big she doesn't sit around the house. She sits under a tree and meditates around the house. Am I right?
Literally, I'm dead. I'm corpse pose right now. Literally. Okay. All right, baby cobras. Here we go. So,
okay, well, we're not going to be going into yoga comedy anytime soon. But you know what? Comedy comes from experience, and I have very little. And I used to do yoga, actually, but those days are long dead. So
I'm in my yoga era right now.
You are in your yoga era.
I love it.
I forgot about that.
I am the one. Oh God! Last week when I went to yoga, I was mortified. So there was no room left. I had to go right. I had to be in the front row, like right in front of everyone in front of the windows. So I'm like, that's like pressure because, I know when I do yoga, I'm just looking. I never know really what I'm doing, so I have to look at what other people are doing, because sometimes the yoga teacher is like wandering out a different part of the room, and so I'm always looking to people who are at the front of the class. And so I was one at the front, and there was literally one moment where everyone bent to the left and I bent to the right. And I was so embarrassed because I was like on display, like Melissa Gorga doing the wrong poses. It was stressful. It was a lot.
I'm displaying.
It was a lot. So they start. So they're all gathering to do the seated meditation, and they're coming into, all right, everyone calm down. Let's enjoy this moment. But where's Brock? Where's Brock? So Brock isn't there yet, but he comes bounding out. He is basically like a golden retriever bounding down the staircase. Sorry I'm late, everyone. Sorry, I got stuck on 17. But you were only supposed to play the front 9. I know, but like there's money involved, so we gotta do what you gotta do.
I worry. Mostly because I watch this show. And this show has killed all of my faith in men and relationships. But I worry, just disappearing like that, not being there on time. during the Sandovals season, doesn't get any time alone, always complaining about the mom constantly being there, not getting any time with his wife. Now he's disappearing. I don't like it. Please do not be cheating. I do not need this from you, Brock, okay?
Yeah.
I'm trusting you with your tiny little underwear. I got weird vibes the first second that girl Tori showed up, but I wasn't sure if it was her or you. I don't like it, is what I'm going to say right now. Please keep it in your pants. Keep it in your tiny, tiny little pants. Okay, Brock?
Tiny pants.
And don't cheat. I don't need to be screwed over again. This show has already hurt me enough.
So they're getting into this like meditative experience, and Sheena keeps on looking over at Brock. Like, huh? And he's like not paying attention to her.
Yeah, and Shannon's like, listen, she can see that Sheena's mad, right? And so Shannon's like, so where'd you play, Brock? And he goes, oh, in South Tahoe. She goes, oh, wow, that's far. And I wrote, he's fucking Tori. And Sheena's really mad.
Yeah.
So then she keeps looking at him while everybody's trying to like do yoga, you know? And Shannon's like, allow yourself to be vulnerable, except for you, Brock. Let's not let Brock be vulnerable, okay? Vulnerability can lead to hard-ons. Brock does not need that right now. Brock, why don't you just go wait in the bathroom alone? Hopefully masturbate so you can get it out of your system, because Ronnie doesn't trust you right now. Thank you.
All right, you're giving yourself a few moments to be in the moment, because if life were made of moments, even just a few, then life would be only moments. Then you never know you had a moment. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I want you to hear the lapping of the lake. I want you to feel the air on your skin. I want you to feel the light touch of Brock's boner as he rolls over in his little sleep. He fell asleep.
She's like, guys, just close your eyes and just think about this. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both. There you have the facts of life. That's the facts of life.
Streaks on the china never mattered before. No one cared. But when you kick your jacket as you walked through the door, no one stared.
Flintstones. We're the Flintstones. We're a modern Stone Age family.
Wait a minute. Goes on.
Brock, go to the bathroom, Brock. Go to the bathroom, Brock. Okay? So then
Shannon put me out of the house.
Shannon's like, just listen to your body, guys, okay? Give yourselves a minute to be in the moment, okay? I want you to hear the lapping of the lake. I want you to feel the air on your skin. I want you to feel yourself aging, because every minute you're getting older and your faces are sagging and you're no longer cute enough to get away with this bullshit, I'll tell you that. Like, whoa, Shannon, Jesus Christ, Shannon, lighten up.
I know, she got really...
Getting dark there, Shannon.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Hey grown-ups, the Cat in the Hat Cast is a new podcast from Wondery, perfect for the whole family. Join the Cat in the Hat and your favorite Dr. Seuss characters as they get whisked away on a new adventure every week. Fish dreams of creating his very own polite and quiet podcast. That is, until he gets a surprise visit to his Fishbowl podcast studio from the Cat in the Hat himself, and it becomes very clear that the cat has other plans for the podcast. And those plans are the opposite of quiet. Sing along to new favorite songs, try your luck at Titanic tongue twisters, have some fun with wondrous wordplay, and most importantly, bring your family along for all of the adventures in the Cat in the Hat Cast. Follow the Cat in the Hat Cast on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to the Cat in the Hat Cast early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Wondery Kids Plus on Apple Podcasts today.
Then we had like a not David Fincher, but like we had like a what's the guy who did the movie Pie? No, that guy. Anyway.
Requiem for I remember that movie. I was like, I thought this was about pie, not math.
That's a strange movie.
And then I was disappointed when I went to Waitress, because I thought that was about a waitress who got out of a bad relationship by knowing math. I mean, what the hell? It's like I just can't win.
Darren Aronofsky. We have like a Darren Aronofsky peek into Tom Sandoval's brain, because it's like all the things of the past year, all these emotions. It's like all his fights that he's had, and Ariana being like, I don't give a fuck about Raquel, and Sheena being like, you're the definition of a narcissist, and all these things. Like, it's all coming back, it's all flashing back, it's all so much for him, dude.
Coming back to me now. My favorite is when Ariana's like, I don't give a fucking fuck about fucking Raquel. Your friendship is bullshit. And then he goes against the window and he puts his hand up to his head. He goes, it's my favorite.
Okay, let go of your labels, everyone. Let go of your labels. Really? Because I paid like a lot for this. Like, no, not your fashion labels. The labels on yourself. So Sheena starts
Don't
to
trust
cry.
people who tell you not to look at labels, okay? Don't trust. Labels are important. They tell you how many calories and things. They tell you if something has poison in it, okay? Listen to labels. And people who say labels aren't important have bad ingredients inside of them, okay? They're trying to detract from that. Don't trust those people who say don't believe in labels.
Don't label me. So then Shannon's like, okay, feel the whole person you're next to and go back to back. And I want you to be as comfortable as you can be there. So now Sheena is back to back with Sandoval and she's like very uncomfortable. I think that I think that a portion of her discomfort must pertain to the fact that she is back to back with Sandoval and she knows she's supposed to have like an emotional moment with him and she's afraid she's going to get into trouble with Ariana in this moment.
Yes. Yeah. And she is. She's correct. She is correct.
And she will be. Yes.
Yes. And so Shannon's like, talk to the people behind you. Just happens to be the one that's already crying. Go ahead, Sheena, let's do it. And then Schwartz is with LaLa. And he's like, I don't need anything right now. So I don't even need to think about, you don't need to think about what I need. Nothing. I'm completely fine. LaLa's like, I need you to dice. And James like, I feel quite balanced right now. I'm balanced. And then Shannon's like, oh my God, guys, you need to not say you're okay, and you need to practice assertiveness. And Sheena's like, okay, I'm not okay. I'm not. She wasn't talking to you, Sheena. You've been crying for 10 minutes already. All right, she's talking to Schwartz.
But Sheena's also pissed because since there's an odd number of people, Ali, Belly, and James have to welcome Brock into their back-to-back exercise. So they have this like little trio of backs, and Sheena's like, but Brock, like if you're gonna do like a trio of backs, like why don't you do like a trio of backs with me? Like why are you doing it with like James and Ali? It just feels like you should do it to me. Like I don't know why you're not doing that. She is so mad that Brock is back-to-back with Ali, Belly, and James.
Yeah, and he's like, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. I gotta do what I gotta do. I still smell like tea time, if you know what I mean. You go on over there. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this around Tom. And then James is like, how do you feel, Brock? And he's like, wait, Brock, you're all right. I just felt some gurgling in your breathing. I farted.
LaLa's like, hey, you know what's really crazy about this meditation experience is that my back is suddenly wet. Oh yeah, sorry, I was just in a river. Oh, okay, well, thanks.
Oh my God, I feel like you're really warming up to me, Brock.
I just farted to get breakfast burrito. Sorry, it was a long way from South Tahoe.
James is like, ow, I just got an ice cube fell on my head. Oh, sorry, darlings. I saw you were down there and I decided to reroute my private plane right over your head again, James, just to make sure you felt like you were at home.
So Sheena runs off. She's like, I don't need to be touching people. And Brock chases after her. And they're in the kitchen. He's like, listen, here's what you need to take a beat. All right. Now, I know ever since you've restarted your music career, one word that you really don't like hearing is you're off the beat. But you need to concentrate on it, all right? You know, and if you're uncomfortable, you need to be able to say you're uncomfortable, all right? Like people do when they hear you sing. You know, everybody has the right to have ears. What were we talking about?
The key is you need to take a beat. As someone who enjoys a beat or two, if you know what I'm saying, okay?
As someone who has to take a beat every time you refuse to go out on date night with me.
So someone who's about to go into that bathroom and beat one out myself. I'm gonna say take a beat. So he's basically
like, but I would like to do this meditation thing with my husband.
Like, oh come on, your husband was just yelling at you in a store. You know, like leave him alone. Go meditate with somebody.
You can meditate with him like literally all day long. So then Schwartz is like, oh gosh, I saw this beautiful blue jay earlier. It was massive. That's my story. Oh, I hadn't seen a blue jay in so long. Apparently they resemble communication. I'm pretty sure I still don't feel like that was a blue jay. I don't know. I just want to put that out there. Maybe our ornithologists and our birders in the audience can weigh in. I wasn't paying a huge amount of attention, but I feel like I've seen blue jays, and that was not a blue jay. And Sandoval's like, I've never seen a blue jay in my life. Which I was like...
He's like, well, I haven't seen one in a while. Yeah, they resemble communication. Well, listen to them. They're saying, take a shower. Just once. So Lala's like, oh, that figures. I mean, that would be really ironic considering today's about communications.
Come on, Sheena. Come on out there. It's not about being best friends. It's just about talking. She's like,
do not hug me. Do not hug me. I want you to be back on time.
Come on now. All right. How about this? What if instead of talking, we didgeridoo out there? Wow, 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 wow.
So she goes back outside because she wanted time for Brock to apologize, but he didn't do it right. So she's like, whatever. So she goes back and James is like, are you okay, Sheena? She's like, I don't feel well today. I'm not comfortable and I do not like sitting back to back with people who I'm going to get in trouble for sitting back to back. And Shannon's like, okay, but does everyone feel okay? And do they feel like the person behind them feels okay? Shannon, stop laying it on so fucking heavy, okay?
Okay, everyone. Come back to the puzzle where you feel like you are whole. Okay, so you're a completed puzzle. I don't know if that concept has ever really happened with any of you people. Have any of you guys ever finished a jigsaw puzzle in your life? No? Okay, so
guys, I want you to feel whole. Tom Sandoval, let's talk about all the holes that you felt.
Hey, wait a minute, bro. You're supposed to be on my side.
So Sheena's crying. She's like, okay, I guess I'll put my back up against America's most hated person, which I guess makes me the most hated person by back-to-back communication. So she's crying. She's literally losing it right now during this meditation.
And she's like, oh my God, people have been so mean to me over the years. And Tom was always there for me. Remember when people were so mean to me when I tried to just give them Auntie's enchiladas? And we see enchilada night where Sheena is eating enchiladas even though everybody's being mean to her. And didn't she even have a special thing that was Auntie's enchiladas, or enchiladas are my thing? So then we see another one where she's like, oh my God, I can't cry because my eyelashes are mink. And he's like, I understand, bro. And then just all the memories, guys. And Shannon's like, guys, I want you to feel the beating of their heart and the rhythm of their breath. Ow! Sorry. She said she wanted to feel the rhythm of my breath. That was my butt's breath.
Stop farting on me!
Stop farting on Allie Bally!
Poor Allie. Poor Allie just can't win.
She's blowing into the river. Into the
I
lake.
didn't even do it on purpose that time.
She's just I didn't realize how light she is. It's when you... Have you ever done that thing where you put down a book next to a piece of paper and the paper goes flying across the room? That's kind of like your girlfriend.
So she's like, okay, as steady and mindfully as you can. Back away. And then face the person. Okay, guys. LaLa, how's it going over there? And LaLa's like, are you breathing, Schwartz? He's like, yeah, I'm breathing. She's like, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, he died. I don't know if anyone knows. Schwartz instantly died. So then Shannon's like, speaking of which, Shannon goes, okay, everyone, I want you to imagine that this is the last time you will see the person you're looking at right now. So Sheena's like,
this is so manipulative and terrible that they keep doing this. Guys, Tom Sandoval could die. Let's all think about that. Every time we talk about something, let's just remember Tom Sandoval could die. This is disgusting. I cannot believe they're getting away with doing this. You're not getting away with it with me, show. Okay, I see you.
Yeah. How do I say goodbye to what we had?
God, that's terrible. Get a beat. Sorry.
The times that made us laugh away the back.
So Sheena's snot crying, and she's like, I know I need to let go of the hate, but I'm just so mad at you, Tom Sandoval. I don't even know you. I don't even know this person. Who are you? He's like,
this is the same Tom Sandoval as the Tom Sandoval from PayPal. She's like, oh my God.
You didn't even like pay me on Venmo where the entire world could have seen our transaction. You could have used like really fun emojis. So,
No, that's why I sent you like $1 on Venmo, and then in the comments I said, I sent you $10,000 on PayPal. Check it.
Oh, that's what that was. I was confused why you also had like an umbrella emoji. Yeah, because it's like raining Benjamins over in your PayPal.
So Sheena's like crying, and so she goes on to this. So Sandoval's like,
I'm thinking of the last day I saw you. Like, if this was the last day, I'd be so sad. But then I thought of a moment of all the amazing times we've had together and how we were tinted purple, because I've got the sickest Philips Hue lights in my house, bro. And then I just took a moment to take it in and sort of celebrate it. And then I posed and like put my bangs like half over my face and opened my eyes real wide. And then I wrote in a journal.
Yeah. Well, I thought of the last day I'd see you because I was like so worried you would do something to yourself. And like, I need to let go of hating you. It like doesn't feel good. But you did this. You did this. You made me re-download my PayPal app. You did that to me.
And Brock is crying. I don't know why. Brock is crying though.
Oh, it was just
he's
like,
I'm all out of thoughts. I'm all out. I've officially run out of breakfast burrito thoughts. All right. And so Sheena's like, I have to go now. This is too much for me. And Sandoval's like,
bro, I know this is difficult, especially for Sheena, because, you know, everything's more difficult for Sheena, really. So I really appreciate that she got vulnerable with me.
And this is how you know he's so fucking full of shit, because he's using bachelor language. Whenever I hear bachelor language come through on TV, I just know that person's full of shit. Whenever somebody says vulnerable, I just know. Don't trust them.
All right. Well, all my vulnerable friends, let's gather in a big circle. Okay, we're in a circle. Ow, what was that? Zora's still got a boner from golfing. Oh, okay.
So Sandoval's like, well, I hope everybody remembers I'm not just this heartless villain. I'm a friend with bangs.
So then he like emotes to the camera, and then literal piano music tinkles. Are you guys really putting in piano music in Vanderpump Rules? I can't.
Yeah, they're really doing it. So Sheena's like, you know what? Like, the mask finally fell, and I saw that there was still a soul inside of Sandoval. And I was like, oh, fuck. That's my friend Tom. I hope he liked my latest Instagram post, and he, like, misses me, and he knows how bad he fucked up. So now Sheena is starting to tell the narrative. She's creating a narrative now so that way she can start to justify the fact that she clearly is going to become friends with Sandoval again and having to, like, go up against Ariana.
Yes. But it was real this time. Like, he cried, but this time it was real. I can tell. And that brings us to the end of that section. Thank God. Okay. Now it's time to...
I loved it. I know. I was watching.
I mean, it was funny to watch, but
no, but
listen, I'm just saying thank God because
it.
Tom Sandoval, it's making me fucking crazy. It's making me crazy. That's it. So I'm still living. Obviously, I'm still enjoying the show. We're like an hour in, still talking about the first 15 minutes of it.
Yeah.
But
I just enjoyed the whole meditation. I don't know. I just realized I think that they're like all really dealing with some shit. Like how do you do? This show is asking such a unique question, which is, how do you deal with the fact that someone in your friend group is now the most hated person in America? Like, how do you deal with that? You know, and
because
it's like, I like it.
I'm glad you're looking at it that way, because it's really not like, oh my God, he cheated on my friend.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody gives a shit about that. I think everybody's like, I have to be on the show with somebody, and that means that my life is going to be hell for the next year on Twitter, because people are going to be calling me horrible names for even being in a picture with this person. How am I supposed to deal with that? And how is that fair? You know, that's the real storyline going on here that they're not letting us.
And also there's like this feeling like they're all trying really hard, but like they're trying to use this as a moment of growth, but they're all going to fall into their old ways soon enough. And you're just waiting. Like, it may not happen this season, but you know, it's going to all fall apart again. So now we go, now they're going to go to the gondola to grill and then chill. So LaLa goes and checks on Shishu, and, you know, they hug and everything. And she's like, I finally saw genuine fake tears from him. And so they were like crying. And she's like, I know. So I just like let Ariana know. I just like said, it's been like so hard on me. And like your breakup, the fact that he cheated on you has been so hard on me. And like, I just want to tell you, I love you and I have your back no matter what. And even if, I don't know, you were to get onto like Dancing with the Stars or something, which we all know is like my favorite show that I've been like wanting to be on for like 10 years. Like if you got that, like that would be amazing. Theoretically, if you wanted to put my name in with casting, that would be great. You don't have to do that. But anyway, this has been like really hard on me. And I just like have to remind myself, like, he made these choices.
And LaLa's like, yeah, but also he cannot be crucified day ins and day outs for some mistakes he made. It was fucked up and it changed the dynamic of the group, but there's nothing we can do to change it. So then Katie and Ariana are at lunch. And also, I have to give credit to LaLa. And Sheena, well, not Sheena really, because I think Sheena really means what she says. She's like, but I like him still. And I think Lala's like, we have a show to film.
Yeah.
So we're shooting with the people who are here, bitch. So I have to kind of hand it to her. Because, like, in the first episode of the season, when she's like, fuck it, I'll call Raquel and say I'm sorry. We're on TV, people.
Yeah.
Like, LaLa will do whatever she needs to do to keep her job, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I respect that. I respect that LaLa can see her future self behind a counter at Ross. You know what I mean? Just like arguing with somebody over a 5-year-old receipt that looks eerily like me. It's like, there are stains on this jacket. Why should I keep it? And then LaLa having to be like, but sirs, this receipt's 5 years old and it's from Dillard's, not Ross. And then me being like, do you want me to get your job taken away from you? You better figure this the fuck out.
You making
the customer's always right.
So, I'm hearing an echo.
I got so into that, I popped my earphone cable out of the speakers.
Out of the speakers. So Ariana and Katie are now having like poke or something, and Ariana's like, so how's the week? By the way, Sheena texted me and told me they did some sort of partner meditation, and she was partnered with my ex. And Katie's like, why? And Ariana's like, I don't know. But she said she was sobbing, and I don't have time for a follow-up question. Like, it just sounds like that was awful.
And Katie's like, yeah, but the truth is, like, if someone wants to be friends with him again, though, like, you ain't gonna want to be their friend. Mm-hmm. What is that? What is the stage Katie's going through? Now, who is this? Who is this new personality Katie's trying on?
Ariana's
like, you ain't gonna be their friend if they try that. Okay, Katie. And Ariana just smiles at her like, yeah. And so she's like, I mean, everyone's trying to make it like this big dramatic moment, but it's really just about me continuing on the path. Like, I just can't imagine anyone being like, you know what I really miss on this path of life? Tom Sandoval.
And Katie's like, what a sad existence. And then Ariana's like, I've made it very clear, like, it just doesn't work for me to have mutual friends with Tom Sandoval. And I don't want him to have access to any part of my life. And I'm not giving him any ultimatums. And I'm not telling anyone what to do. But I will be putting my time and energy to where I feel safe.
You're on Vanderpump Rules. This isn't safe. This is Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah.
This is the least safe you can be on television. Have you seen the shit that's gone down on this show in the past few years? This is not a safe space. Okay, here's the thing. I respect her decision not to be around Tom. I wouldn't want to be around Tom. You have to either shoot or go. I mean, the reason Tom is still on the show is because he's the cheater and the horrible human being. That's what this show is about. It's about cheaters and horrible human beings. So he's going to stay on the show, and you're putting them in a position where they're going to have to choose you or Tom. They're not going to choose you. I'm telling you that right now. They're not going to choose you. You're too good of a person. They're not choosing you. So figure it out. Go in there and fucking fight with him and call him a piece of shit every day. That's what you should do. If you're going to stay, I mean, look, I've already said, I think she should have left while she was on top, been America's sweetheart, rode that wave forever, and made zillions of dollars. But if you're gonna stay, then stay and make his life fucking miserable every day, and torture his ass, and be really mean to him. Because that's what the show is.
That's what we all like.
No one's here to watch you interview a guy with a pickle tie, okay?
Yeah. People want to see Ariana make Tom's life miserable, but now the audience is turning on her. I just saw someone on my Facebook that was like, I don't know, I'm just like over Ariana these days. I'm like, she hasn't literally done anything. I mean,
but that's the problem.
That's the
this
problem.
is a show where you have to do something,
Yeah.
and she's not. And like, I like Ariana, so I'm glad to see her killing it and making all this money and everything else. You're on a show. This is not the choose to have lunch with Katie and do nothing else show. Do something. Yeah. Hello there. This is a 2-part recap. Okay, this is the end of part 1. So thank you so much for listening to this. Just come back a little later for part 2.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary. It's the Green Fairy.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying. It's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch. She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
We love him madly. It's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel. She's the queen bee. It's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She's quite the catch. It's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.